Sexy. I like that.
Hey girl, hey! I'm back. I have a story time for you guys, but it's a scary story. So a few months ago, I posted a part 1 of like a paranormal video of some things that happened to me and my family when I was younger. So today's video is still like a paranormal story, and it's stuff that happened to me recently, stuff that's still happening to me right now. I had already refilmed this entire video, and looking back at it, I looked so afraid. I just was not like ready to talk about this. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna redo it. Before I even got the chance to redo it, more stuff happened. I got stuff on video. So I was like, I'm just gonna redo all of it, add this stuff at the end, and go from there. So I hope you enjoy this video, and let's just get right into it. So I have to give you guys a super quick backstory so you guys can kind of understand the layout of where I am, what kind of place I'm in. So when I show you guys the video, it will make more sense. Me and my mans, we had moved back to Cali a couple years ago. We had moved to Arizona for a year. We were out there doing our thing, came back to California with literally nothing. At this point, we're still using, so literally we had nothing, damn near homeless. So we were able to hustle up a little bit of money, and we were able to get ourselves an RV. Super cute, great price. Like literally we got such a good deal on this RV. We finally have our own room, we have our own bathroom. We don't have to share this space with anybody. We got the RV from an older woman. She used to own this RV with her husband, and they used to like go everywhere in this bitch. Like they were driving to all kinds of states. They had like a little map, and they would highlight every state that they'd gone to. They had gone to almost the entire US in this thing. Sadly, the husband passed away. She didn't want the RV anymore. She was already like older. She couldn't go by herself. We go to buy it, and as the woman is taking everything out of the RV, my husband goes to light up a cigarette. As he's doing that, she comes up and she's like, hey, can I have a cigarette? He's like, yeah, sure. So she lights it, she's smoking, we're talking, we're chilling, and all of a sudden she looks up and she starts laughing, like she starts giggling. And we're like, okay. And she's like, my husband has to be rolling in his grave right now. He hates smoke, he hates cigarettes, he didn't like the smell, whatever. Keep this in mind, okay? Well, we buy the RV, we get in, we move in, we're good to go. So again, we're still using at this point. So there's a lot of negativity, a lot of bad energy, and we were having some not so good people up in here, and we were fighting like quite a bit. So the first couple years that we had it, like 1-2 years, there's nothing weird, nothing bad, nothing. And then in 2019, we got clean. And the first few months of us being clean, shit started to go south. So I want to show you guys a layout of the RV so you guys can get like a better picture of where things are, what's happening. This is the back room. This is my bed. It's leaning up against this wall here. I have a window here. This little couch is here. I have a hook that's placed up here. The door is right here, the front door, and there's little steps right here. We have a big light right here that's really bright. Have another light right here. And then we have a big ass window right here. So that is the setup of the RV. The first thing that we start noticing like right off the bat is us losing shit. We are losing shit all the fucking time. And this isn't rare for me. I'm that type of bitch. I'm clumsy, I'm uncoordinated, I lose shit, I drop shit. For my dude, that's very rare for him. He keeps everything on his person, his knife, his lighter, his cigarettes, everything is on him, so he doesn't misplace anything. The main thing that we were losing though was lighters, okay? We would literally be sitting at our bed smoking, we'd have the lighter literally in our lap, go to reach for it to grab it, and it would be gone. And it's not like it was gone for like, okay, a couple minutes and then find it. No, it's gone for days at a time. The first time this happened, I remember we had lost a lighter, didn't think anything of it. I start making the bed in the morning, make it all nice and crisp. I leave, I come back into the back room. The lighter is just sitting at the end of the bed, and it looks like somebody had placed it there. I remember looking at it and being like, we tore this fucking room apart. How? That happened the first time, we didn't think anything of it. Then it started happening with his Zippo, we'd lose it, and then we'd find it at that same spot at the end of the bed, like somebody placed it there. It happened with the lighters, it happened with his knife, cigarettes, his wallet, my wallet, all kinds of shit that would always be found a couple days later in that same fucking spot. I was talking to my mom about this, like about me like losing stuff and whatever, especially losing lighters, and she's like, well, didn't you say like when you guys first got it that the woman's husband did not like smoke? Like, do you guys think it's him? I'm like, I didn't even think about that. Could be, because again, it would be,
The woman was too stunned to speak.
these lighters would be lost for days and we would tear the fucking house apart. So the next thing that we started noticing, I have this purse, okay? It has like buckles on the side. It's a heavy bag. I used to hang my keys off the side of them, my AirPods off of them. Like, I used to carry all kinds of shit on it. So I would come home and I'd put the bag down like it was a very distinct noise because of those buckles and my AirPods, my keys. Like, it was a very distinct noise, right? So I had set up a hook, okay? There's a hook right on top of the couch. I started putting my keys up there, my AirPods, purse, and I would just hang everything up right there. So all of a sudden, in the middle of the night, I would get woken up by that noise of my bag being set down on the table with all like the buckles, the keys, the AirPods, like all that noise just like on the fucking table. And I would wake up to that in the middle of the night. So I'm like, what the fuck is that? This happens a couple times. I don't think much of it. I just ignore it. But one night, I wake up to a loud ass noise. Like if something fell, something hard fell. I run out there to the living room, and again, the hook, it's on this side of the door. There's some steps. My fucking purse was thrown on the other side of the room, and it was down in those steps. I'm like, how did something that was on the hook fall all the way there? Like, did it fall off? Did it roll? The hook isn't broken. Like, how did this happen, right? I'm like, maybe something fell on top of it and like it fell and then it just like kept rolling, but that's not what it sounded like. It sounded like, and then like stuff in the purse, it sounded like that stuff started falling out. It just didn't make sense. I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. I didn't think about it. I didn't think to like put 2 and 2 together, you know. I can't count. 1 + 1 = 5. I don't know. I don't know why I ignored it, but I did. So after that, things like that were happening. Like, for example, there's these cookies that were in a cupboard. Those fucking fell out in the middle of the night. Crash. Cookies fucking everywhere. Another time, again, middle of the night, there's no AC on back there, windows closed, and I had a pile of paper out there. I go out there and just the paper's everywhere. Like, there's still one flying in there. I'm like, what is going on? So another thing, in the back room, like I said, we have our bed up against the back wall, okay? If we're just sitting there chilling, like watching YouTube or something, we can like lean up against the wall, right? Behind us, we have like a backyard. There's just trees, a fucking backyard, you know? I don't know where we start hearing noises out there. It just sounded like someone was like walking, like stepping on the leaves, someone walking back and forth. Again, this isn't night. We didn't think anything of it. We're like, there's somebody just back there doing whatever. It went from that to like walking around to someone talking. The biggest thing that I'd always hear, it sounded like the big trash cans either like tipping over and falling, or the lids were just like this. Like, you know, I still didn't think like, okay, that's fucking weird. No, like maybe there's someone out there, but in the middle of the fucking night, bitch, like you can't do it during the day. I don't know, it was just weird. And we have a window, so like we look out there, no one fucking out there. We're like, okay. So after that, I started to feel like a presence, like there's someone standing behind me when I'm literally just chilling on the wall. And I'd look out there and be like, I don't see anything. I mean, what can you do? You don't see anything. You're like, fuck, bitch, like you're going crazy. I have footage of like the noises, and you could just hear like someone out there or like movement. It was not windy. There's no one out there. I had been filming this video. This was the first time that I had filmed damn near midnight, 1 o'clock, okay? It was late. There is no fucking reason somebody's gonna be out there fucking raking the leaves, putting shit in the trash. There's no way. Like, I could see out there. So I'm gonna show that video. It's not windy. Like, do y'all hear that? So keep in mind, at this point, a few things had happened. We're hearing noises, things are getting lost, something was thrown. I still don't feel anything malicious. I don't feel bad energy. I don't feel like there's something here. The only thing that I felt was like something outside, like someone was behind me. But in my mind, I was like, maybe there's someone out there, like a fucking borracho. I don't know. I was really trying to rationalize and not go right into like, oh shit, it's a ghost, it's a cucuy. So my dude is a handyman. Like, he dips his toes into all kinds of shit: tattooing, electrician, mechanic, computer work, IT, all kinds of stuff. We started changing up the place. Like, we put wood floors in, a new fridge, new appliances, and new lights. So we get these lights. So I have one on my side, one on his side, one of those that you can tap. So like, you tap once and it turns into like this blue dim light. Tap it again and it turns fully on. Tap it one more time and it turns off. Okay, so we got one of those. Well, of course, the one on my fucking side starts flickering in the middle of the night. Flickering, it was turning on and off, so it was giving me issues. We checked the wiring, it was all good. So keep that in mind. It's gonna come back into play in a little bit. But first, I want to talk about the two crazy fucking things that happened here. To me, this is when shit gets scary, okay? Okay. And again, for the fucking third time, I had not felt any kind of weird vibe. I wasn't scared. So one night, I'm sleeping, I'm turned to the side, I'm like, my dude's still awake, he's on his phone, just chilling, facing the wall. My feet were hanging out of the blanket. First motherfucking mistake. My feet were out of the blanket. That's the first rule, especially if you're Mexican and you have like, el cucuy's gonna pull on your legs kind of trauma. Horrible mistake. But yes, my feet were out of the blanket. So I'm sleeping. And out of nowhere, I feel something touch me. My foot. Something touched my foot. It was nothing crazy. They didn't fucking pull my leg. They didn't scratch me. No, something touched me. And it touched me like, this is my foot, right? My leg, foot. Something went like this. From like my ankle, went like this. And then at the tip of my toes, it went like this. Okay? Quick. It was like, that's what I felt. But the thing is, I felt it. Like, I felt it immediately. But it felt like energy, like electricity. Something fucking went gentle, like sensual. Ooh, it was so fucking creepy. I don't know why I do this, but I was like, whoa, like freaking out. I look at my dude, I'm like, did you just touch my foot? And he like turns around, he's like, no, like I'm facing this way, what the fuck are you talking about? And I was like, dude, something fucking touched me. No joke, something touched me. He is not a believer. He doesn't believe in this shit. He's never had an experience. So he's just like, you weird. Okay, like he wanted nothing to do with it. I just fucking went back to sleep. A few days go by, okay? A few days. Again, I'm sleeping. This time, my feet are covered. I'm facing my wall. My dude is sleeping this time, and he's facing his wall. We're like booty to booty. And I remember it was hot. It was super hot this night. I had the blanket up to here, or like down to my waist. And again, bitch, something fucking touched me. But this time, it touched me from the top of my neck, and it went all the way down to my booty crack. No joke. All the way down my back. And it was the same thing. Really gentle, really sensual. If this is my back, this is my neck, it literally, again, it went like, it was sensual. Like, and I fucking, whoa. My dude wakes up, he's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I was like, dude, something fucking touched me. Like, I felt it. And it was the same thing. It felt like electricity, like an energy, like something like when you like do your feet on the carpet like this and like you touch something, kind of felt like that. Still, I didn't feel no bad vibes. It did not feel malicious, but I was scared. I was scared. Okay, so back to the lights. Mine flickers. It flickers all the fucking time. It was only at night, like in the middle of the night when we're sleeping. I usually wear like an eye mask, but even through my eye mask, I could see it. And I would just be like, whatever, like, I'm just gonna ignore it. This one night, I'm sleeping already. I wake up and I cannot go back to sleep. I can't get myself back to sleep. Kind of like start stirring and I sit up. And it had to have been like 1, 2 in the morning. As I sit up, I see that my man, he wakes up too, and he sits up and he's like, hey, I woke up, like I can't go back to sleep. I'm like, me neither. So we start talking, we start chilling, vibing, we grab a snack. All of a sudden, my light starts flickering, but it doesn't just do it the way it has been. This time, it went to blue, turn on, to blue, turn on, and it was doing it really fast. On, blue, on. And it was going for a while. So again, dude, he doesn't believe in this shit. He pays no mind. And for whatever reason, this time it caught his attention. He was like, whoa, do you see that? Like, look at it, look, I've never seen it do that before. And for whatever reason, I just got this gut feeling. I just got this nasty feeling in my stomach. Like something is wrong. So he's still going like, do you see it? And I take the blanket, I put it over my head. I'm like, yeah, I see it. I was like, well, I'm tired. I'm gonna go to sleep. Good night, I'm tired. So I end up falling asleep. I wake up in the morning and we're talking and he starts bringing it up. He's like, oh, do you remember like that shit last night? And I'm like, I was like, yeah, why? And he's like, well, I was gonna try to be funny and scare you, like, like while it was happening, because I could see that you were scared. And I was like, yeah, I really was scared. I was like, it freaked me out. He's like, why? I was like, I don't know. That's the first time that something felt off. Like, even when it fucking touched me, it didn't feel weird, but now it was feeling weird in there. It was like thick in there. It felt like we couldn't even talk amongst each other because like somebody else was listening. It felt weird, and I was like, I just don't like it. I go and I talk to my friend, and she starts telling me, you need to do like protection spells, keep Palo Santo with you. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, it's just so weird. Like, it was never like this, and now I'm starting to feel weird. She's like, look, you could either tell it, like, I don't know who you are, what you are, but you're scaring me and I don't like this. I need you to leave. Or you could fucking cuss it out. You could yell at it. I was like, no, I can't do that. First off, that is just playing with fire at this point. Like, I'm already scared. Like, what if I tell it to, like, fuck off, and it like beats my ass? I don't know. You do that, or like you acknowledge it or give it more attention, I feel like that's when things get worse, right? Couple days go by, nothing happens. Couple weeks go by, nothing happens. It just stops until I filmed that video. This version of a video. Finished it, I started editing it, and after that, things started getting weird again. Literally the night that I'm filming, I had gotten that footage of like hearing shit. That's not the only thing that happened. Around 2-3 days later, I'm at home by myself. It's late as fuck at night. I think it had to be like 1-2 in the morning. My dude's not here, he's at his friend's house, so it's just me. It's pitch dark in here. I'm sleeping. I start waking up to banging noises. I don't wake up yet, but I like open my eyes and I'm like trying to listen, and I hear it and I'm like, what is that? And that's when I start noticing. I'm like, oh fuck, it's coming from in here. Like, it's coming from inside, and it's coming from the living room. I go to open my curtain, I'm still hearing it, and then all of a sudden lights start flickering. The only light that has ever flickered here is mine, the one on my side. No other lights have flickered, none. So I start recording. I want to explain like what happens before I show you guys, just so you guys can like understand what's going on. In the video, I'm laying in my bed, curtains open so you can see out in the living room. You can see the table You can see the little kitchen. So in the kitchen, there's one light. That was my dog. There's a light on the other side where the table and the booths are. There is another light up there, and it's really big, it's long, and it's bright, bitch. That light is bright. I'm recording, you could hear bang, and then the light would flicker. Bang. I think I recorded like 2-3 minutes, maybe more. I go and I'm like looking and like still recording. I'm like, what the fuck? And then everything just stopped. I don't know if it was like, oh shit, like this bitch is up, like quit. So I'm gonna show this video now. Okay, that's weird, right? Like, I'm gonna try to put the brightness up because again, it was super dark in here. So hopefully you guys are able to see what I'm talking about. I would say a week after I caught that video, sitting in like this very spot, maybe like a little to the side, I was on my phone. I'm like looking down like this. The light was on. It wasn't dark in here by any means. For some reason, I had the urge to look up. Like something inside me was like, look up. Felt like it was slow motion, but super fast at the same time. So I go to look up. There's a face. There's a face in front of me. There's a face in front of me. It lasted for like a split second that this lasted. Felt like somebody went like to my face and then just disappeared. So I'm like looking around, I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Again, whoa. Maybe looking at like the light, because my light was on, that I'm seeing something like in the video, and like I looked up. No, bitch, it was a face. It was a face, and I could make it out, okay? The face was a man's face. It looked like a human that was dead, and its face was like this. Like his cheeks were like, the eyes, bitch, the eyes were so dark. Like there's just so much in those eyes. Like, bitch, I seen some shit. I was so fucking scared. I was so scared. I ran out this bitch. So I was here by myself again. So that's the last thing that I have experienced, and I'm hoping it's the last forever, because this shit is not fun. So yeah, I hope you guys like my story. So fucking nice to be filming again, to be back. I missed y'all, even though it's like 5 of y'all. Thank you for being here. Leave a comment. I love hearing other people's stories. So I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.